Hey guys, and welcome back to Opal&Mint. I am Ashley, and get ready, this video is a long one, but oh my goodness, it's full of glittery, sparkly, gorgeous paints. I'm going to swatch out all of my metallic paints. I did not swatch every single one of my Yuli paints, but I have swatched every brand. I went through and swatched all of the ones that I bought from AliExpress, and I'm going to rate every single palette that I have of metallic, glittery, duochrome, shifty, anything that shines. We're gonna swatch it, we're gonna rate it, and hopefully it'll give you an idea if you're looking for metallic or glittery paints. It'll give you a good idea of what you want and maybe the best paints for your particular budget and price range. I have them all over the place, from super inexpensive from AliExpress all the way up to the Lissalinka ones, which cost a very, very beautiful penny, but they're so pretty. So yes, let's go ahead. We're gonna turn the camera around. We're gonna start swatching. I'm gonna start talking about these. All right, so I have a fairly big selection and collection of shimmery watercolors at this point, and I wanted to sit down, kind of go through them all with you, tell you which ones I like, which ones I don't like at all, which ones I love and personally would buy over and over again, and have. You see a brand that I really like. I have another palette of these. I have two Yuli palettes. I can't remember where the other one is at this moment. So we're gonna do some swatching, some playing. I might paint with some in a second as well. I have a couple of random ones that don't belong in palettes. Like I have a Holbein, Daniel Smith. Let's see, what is this one? That one's Holbein, Daniel Smith. So we're gonna kind of put these to the test. So these sets right here are cheap ones from AliExpress. I have not really played with these yet, so we're gonna kind of dig into these and see if any of these are worth it. There's quite a large amount in these. I don't know why you would need this many. I mean, like, I don't need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 orange metallic paints. I don't know. Let's see. This looks super shiny. So some of these look okay, but we'll get to these in a second. I'm gonna group them by brands real quick so I can go through with you what brands I do have. So let me walk you through what I have and then we'll start swatching. This is a mountain of metallic paints. First, the very first metallic paint I bought was this Coloro. I might butcher some names of brands and I'm very sorry, but I got these on Amazon and I bought these originally when I was painting a princess castle for one of my friends and I needed a gold paint, and this one right here, stunning. This one is called Moon Gold, but this whole set, it's not that expensive. I can't remember how much it is, but I am going to link what I can find in the description below, and perhaps put on the screen the prices of what they are at the moment anyways. But anyways, this is a fantastic set. All of these colors are beautiful, shimmery, opaque. I love this. This was a very good first set of paints, metallic paints. So I decided to get more from this brand because I love this so much. And so I got this set. There is one duplicate. The silver is the same. But I think when I got these, this is when I discovered I don't particularly love the deep colors in metallics. I like the light shimmery shades more in general. A lot of these colors I just don't reach for and don't use. I like this one and I like the silver, but the quality is still very good on these. They're just not quite as shimmery as like the golds and the bronzes and the silvers. So this was the first brand I tried. Next is, I put this in an old eyeshadow palette because they came with just the pans. This is from Emily Grace on Etsy, and I got these a long time ago, before I was doing videos probably. Yeah, I think I got this before I was even doing YouTube videos on painting. And these are like super chunky, glittery, metallic. They are gorgeous. They are not ones I always reach for, but there's definitely some really fun paints in here. So I'm excited to swatch those with you because I don't know that I've swatched these on camera before. So I may have, but I don't know. So there's that brand. Next up, let's cover, actually Paul Rubens. I believe I lied. I didn't lie, I forgot. I think this was actually the first one I bought, but maybe. but I never used it really. These are Paul Rubens metallics, and I haven't used this. This has been used when I do watercolor classes. I take these for metallics because they're not my favorite. I know a lot of people love Paul Rubens. I don't have a ton of experience with Paul Rubens paints yet, but I think it's just the colors that I don't like. But we're gonna swatch these and play with these so you can kind of see for yourself. Is another one I got from Amazon, and this is the brand CSY. I did a video on CSY, so you should probably check that out if you have any interest in this brand at all, because this brand is all over the place. So I tested a bunch of different paints from them, so check that out. But this set, I think is actually really good, and whoops, very, very metallic. I love the minty shades. The paint's a little bit thick and chunky, but it's very shimmery, so these are actually not bad. Next up, my husband bought me this last Christmas, and these are Yuli paints. I have another set of them, but this kind of covers all of their formulas. They're glitters, they're duochrome, like they're chrome shifting ones, they're metallics, and we will swatch these. There's so many different finishes and formulas in here, but these are so beautiful. They're not cheap, but they're not like quite the Lissalinka expensive. These are fantastic. So we're going to get into those in just a minute. That brings me to Lissalinka. Yes, this brand is expensive. Yes, they are gorgeous. I love these paints. One, if you don't care about the packaging is part of the appeal to me. So this is one of the reasons I like the paints. But aside from the packaging and just the beautifulness of this, the paints themselves are fantastic. So beautiful, so shimmery, so opaque. And again, I'm going to get to swatching these in a minute, but this one's hollow mint, and I love it. But this was the first set I got, and I like it, but it had some darker colors. I like having a lot more of the lighter, brighter colors. So I got another set. Yeah, we will definitely be swatching those. Next up, this is a very inexpensive paint set from Five Below. I do have a video on this. It is very surprising. They look so different on paper than they do in pan. That's what I want to say. But we'll swatch these, and I'm just going to go ahead and tell you I don't recommend those. These two right here are in little seashells, and they're adorable. These are from Beam Paints. There's not a ton of paint in these little shells, but it has lasted me quite a while. And these are the two metallics that I have from Beam, and I really like those little shells. Okay, almost done going through these. We have two Holbein paints that we will swatch out that I got in my Holbein set. I have some Daniel Smith metallics. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Duochrome, shifting, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of these. Daniel Smith is my brand, like my main brand, my professional brand. It's what I use. But when it comes to their metallics, they're lacking for me. They're nowhere near a Lissalinka. They're nowhere near a Yuli. They're nowhere near even this. Like their silver is just not as blinding. So yeah, I'll swatch those for you though. And then these are my latest edition. I love these. These are from KW Arts or K Warts. I don't know. I really wish I knew how to say the brand's name, but they're on Etsy, and I will link their shop below. These are stunning. This is probably my favorite metallic that I've ever owned. And I don't know, I think this may have been a holiday color because it's called Ghost Gold, and I didn't see it on there. But they have quite a few metallics. So browse around and find one that you might like. I love this color so much. Okay, so let's get some paper out. And again, these are all from AliExpress. This is from Amazon a while back. Very, very similar though. Probably came from the same place. Okay, where do I start? I kind of gave you an overview of what I think of them all. I kind of want to rank them at the end of this video though. So let's start with the Coloro ones. When it comes to metallic paints, if you've never painted with metallics before, it is best if you wet them a couple of minutes before you start painting. Metallics take a little bit more to activate than normal watercolors. Also, you can paint on black paper to make them stand out more, And I know I have a lot of people saying swatch them on black paper, swatch them on black paper. And I have some in the past in videos, but I honestly don't paint on black paper. If I'm painting with my metallics, it's normally on top of another color. So let's, and another thing, they show up a lot more shimmery once they are dry. So don't ever judge your metallic until it's dry. Oh, another thing I love about metallic paints, and then I'll quit talking about it. The paint water becomes so beautiful and so shimmery. It's just mesmerizing. So this particular set of paints, I don't really use a lot of these. I use these two the most because I'm not like a super yellow gold fan. But they are all very, very beautiful, shimmery, metallic. Okay, I need to label which ones are which so we don't get these mixed up. Okay, this is the one that I like the most. Moon gold. It's gold, but it's not, it's more like a champagne. It's not like super yellow. And it is so shimmery. It's like a mixture of a yellow gold and a silver. Kind of a in between. And oh, the silver is so pretty too. Okay. I need to write down the brand so we don't get these confused. COLIRO. Okay, so that's the first palette from this brand. Let me go ahead and swatch the other ones underneath it. Again, the silver is going to be the same silver. And then we have rose. But these are actually pretty good and opaque for metallic paint. So this is probably going to be, I would call this the best budget option, this brand, because they cost more than $5, but they're not going to be super, I can't remember how much these were. I'm going to say they're under 20, around that mark. Here's Unicorn. Again, once these dry, I'll like shift the paper back and forth so you can see the metallic finish. We have Blackberry. Okay, and I just don't reach for these darker metallics, but if you like them, these are pretty good. And Silver Gray. Okay, so there's our first brand. I'm trying to decide if I should rank these like favorite, least favorite to favorite, or if I should give them like a rating. Let's give these a rating. 1 to 5 stars. I'm going to call the Coloro Pearl, what are they called? Pearl Colors. I'm going to say these are a solid 4.5 out of 5. I think these are really good. Packaging is nice. They are, again, not too expensive. I really like these. Very, very surprised at how much I like those. Okay, next we're going to swatch out the, what did I say these? Emily Grace. I wanted these for so long. I don't know if she still even has this exact set because it's been a while. But this was called the Opal set. And I wanted it obviously because we are Opal and Mint and because they're beautiful. So let me write here. All right, I think I'm going to keep the same brush. That way they swatch all similarly, with the same amount of water in the brush and all of that. So I don't know if I can read the names on these. Let's see. All right, this one is Unicorn. So pretty. You know what? I feel like maybe I did show these on camera. It's just been a very, very long time ago. It may have been like one of our first videos. I'll show you my paint water in a second. Let's see. I don't know if it matters me telling you the names of these, but oh, what is this one called? I can't see it. It's kind of covered with paint, so. This one is like a deep purple with like a black base. It's so pretty though. I find that handmade watercolors do shimmery, metallics, pearlescence, whatever you want to call them, do them the best. So if you're wanting some metallic-y colors, look at Etsy, because they do these colors so well. Ooh, look at that pink. That is bright. I need to paint something with these. Yeah, I felt like going through my metallic paints during this Christmas time was a good time because I like using metallics in Christmas cards and gift tags, and I don't know, Christmas time makes me want to bring out all the sparkly things. This one is so unique. This is like black with multicolored glitter specks in it. All right, this is a gorgeous, this one's called Fire Turquoise. It is so pretty. Look at these colors. Okay, 2 more from Emily Grace. Multi Lavender. That's a pretty color. Yeah, I'm gonna have to show you the paint water too because it's just really pretty. And here is the last color from Emily Grace. Another purple. All right, so if I were to rank these, I don't remember how much they cost. I think they were like medium price range when it comes to like all of my metallic paints. This would be like middle. I'm gonna give these a 4 out of 5 because I haven't reached for them. They're a little bit more of a specialty one that I don't just use for most paintings, but they are really high quality and very, very beautiful. So I'm gonna give them about a 4. Okay, next. Let's move on to, I think we should move on to Paul Rubens. Because again, I haven't used them a ton. I don't reach for them. Let's see if my mind can be changed on these. Okay, so let me get these wet first. I want to see if you can see that water. Oh, it's just so cool. All right, Paul Rubens, let's see what you got. All right, here's the pearly white. Kind of a bronzy gold. Not bad, not bad. Again, can't really know until they're dry. I think that I've discovered that I don't like orange. Well, orange is not one of my favorite colors in general, but I don't like orange metallic. Wow, that's really pigmented though. Perhaps I should give these another chance. Whoa. Because they're looking okay. Whoops. I got the pink over into the gold. Ooh, that's actually pretty. Let's try this red. And again, I'll put the price on the screen, but I think these are a nice low to mid price range compared to what else I've got going here. I think I'm going to not tell you my rating on this one yet. I want to see these completely dry before I rate these. These other ones, I know exactly what they look like dry. But the Paul Rubens, I haven't used enough. So I want to wait till they're dry to give you my rating on those. Oh, this is pretty blue, actually. Okay, got a lighter blue. Gonna have to go down one more row. It's kind of like a limey green. And purple. Ooh, that purple is actually really pretty. Okay, so there are the Paul Rubens. Again, I will rate those once they're dry. Oh my gosh, those all puddled together. Oh no. Oh, do I try to soak it up with the cloth or do I leave it? Let's see if I can soak some of this water up. That was my bad. I feel like I should re-swatch this one because it looks like most of that is gone. I think it's because this particular brush holds so much water. Just kind of, these are really, really wet swatches. All right, so moving on to the CSY. And again, anything I say about this brand is talking about this palette only. There are huge inconsistencies from color to color and palette to palette in this brand. So please do not buy anything else on recommendation of this specific one. Because I like this palette, but man, I don't like anything else from this brand. So let's swatch these. CSY. Again, these are thicker, but such a shiny metallic. And I just like, yeah, see, they're kind of goopy, but so opaque, so shimmery, and these colors are just gorgeous. This one right here, this mint. Very pretty. I know it's hard to tell right now on the camera like this, but we'll get a good shot of these so you can see them all once they're fully dry. It's like chocolate mint color, so unique too. Okay, so there is CSY. If I were to rate just this specific palette from CSY, I'm gonna give it a 4. I'm dropping a star because of the goopy thickness of the paint, but the performance overall is very, very good. Okay, let's swatch these. This is going to take an interesting turn. Most of these have actually been pretty opaque and solid and glittery up until now. You will see what these look like. And it actually, the brush you use makes a big difference because a lot of these are going on more opaque because this brush held a lot. So I'm actually curious to see if this brush makes these specific ones look even better. All right, so I'm gonna swatch these out real quick. Okay, so if I were to rank these, again, this is like the best that they've looked, and you can kind of tell that they're not quite as opaque as the rest of these paints. But if I were like going into this thinking they're more like a glitter topper than a metallic paint, they definitely have slightly bigger chunks of glitter and it's sparkly. So I don't know. I wouldn't go out and buy these, but I would give these a 3, 2.5, maybe 2.5 to 3. Not my favorite. I wouldn't buy them again. Okay, we are getting there. Okay, let's go ahead and swatch the 2 beam paints since there's only 2 of those. Okay, I don't know the names of these because they're just in a seashell. Here are the 2 beam. Oh, And if I were to rate these, oh, this color, these are going to be a 4.5. These are so beautiful. These are so beautiful. Do you see that? Yep, I like that. Okay, so they're the two beam paints that I have. I need to get some more from this brand. So all of these like cheap ones, I may just swatch them on a separate paper and show you. I don't think I want to do it on camera. There's just so many, and I'll just show you the swatches. But let's break down these other ones that I have. Let's start with the KW Arts. Okay, these are so pretty. This one is Caspian. This is the one that I actually purchased from the brand, and they sent me the other two ones for free. This one is Tiffany. This is the most violet, like vibrant purple metallic. Okay, and I know I haven't ranked anything a 5 yet, but I think based off these 3 paints anyways, this brand, I'm going to rank it a 5-star for me personally. And it's all because of this color, but those are beautiful as well. Like they're so stunning, but this one, I want to put it on top of everything, and it's just so pretty. So I'm going to rank these a 5. Okay, so that one's a 5-star. I love it. Okay, next up we have 3 from Daniel Smith. Oops, nope. We have 4 from Daniel Smith. I haven't tried these in quite a while, so let me get some water on them to activate them. Maybe they'll surprise me. All right, so first we have, this is like the multi-chrome mauve, I think. Look how weak that is. Come on. And it may just be that the Daniel Smith ones take a really, really, really long time to activate, and I'm not patient. Here, getting a little bit more in there, but I don't know. Just not a huge fan of these. This is antique silver. And maybe also I just don't have the right ones, because Daniel Smith has quite a few of their metallics, and maybe the colors I picked aren't good. This one is Arctic Fire, and this one on a black paper would probably be a lot prettier. It's just doesn't wow me. And the last one is, I feel like this one says it's like ocean or oceanic or something like that. I can't remember. But this is probably my favorite one of the Daniel Smiths. So it's a pretty color. The green is pretty. So it's green with like a gold shimmer in it. Okay, so there are the Daniel Smiths. I'm gonna rank the Daniel Smiths a 3.5, maybe. I don't reach for them. But again, I love all the other Daniel Smith paints. It's just the metallics. Man, those beam ones are gorgeous. Okay, let's look at Holbein. These are the only 2 I have from Holbein, but they look quite shimmery. So first we have gold. And I think these Holbein ones actually activate pretty quickly for a metallic. I've actually really come to like the brand Holbein and their products. I really want their granulating colors that are only available in Japan right now. I thought they were going to be out by now, but they aren't in the US. I would really, really like to get some of those. All right, and then Holbein's Silver. I've only swatched these a couple of times, the metallics from Holbein. So we'll see how these dry before I rate these. So they're just okay based on that. Okay, let's see. I said 3.5 on the Daniel Smith. Maybe not, maybe 3. Sorry. Yeah, those are a 3. All right, so we have 2 big brands left and then the cheapy ones. We're gonna talk about Yuli first, and this brand has quite a large selection of paints and finishes. So I can't possibly go through everything that they have, but I am gonna swatch some of each finish just to kind of show you the range of what they offer. Oops, I am dropping water all over the place. Okay, I've ruined these Emily Grace swatches, but that's my fault, not the paint. All right, Yuli's, let's see what you got. So glimmery, so pretty. Oh, you see this? Okay, so this top row is like glitter toppers. They're, oh my gosh, so pretty. I know you probably can't tell yet, but oh, so much glitter in that. So like these glitters at the top are more like sheer with just glitter, and then these down here are like color. Let me just swatch a couple of these at the top first. Maybe you can see what I'm talking about. So if you just put like a layer of this over a flower, it's not gonna really add much color to it. It's just gonna add that glitter. And then we go into the chrome duo shifting, multi-chrome, whatever colors. And these, again, don't really show up until they're dry. So let me swatch these out real quick. And then their metallics are very, very opaque and gorgeous. Look at this. Do you, oh, you can't see that. Do you see this? Oh, that has got to be the best glittery metallic of the bunch. Oh, that's so beautiful. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, I don't think it gets any better than that. Okay, let's move down to this one. Oh, look at that. Okay, and then down to these just glitters down here. It's not showing up, is it? Yeah, here's one that I pre-wet. Maybe these are also not opaque. Oh, it was those that were opaque. That's what it was. I feel like I should swatch this one then. So like Christmas colors right here. Okay, so I'm gonna let the Yulis dry before we look at these closer. I think I'm gonna, oh, man, some of those are so pretty. Set this over here to let it dry, and let me get out another piece of paper. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly just swatch all of the Lissalinka ones now. And then I'll be right back to show you them. Okay, so this is the same paper, it's just smaller. I'm gonna go through and get all of these wet, and I think we'll just speed through the swatches of the rest of the metallics. pretty. So pretty. Okay, so I've been swatching for a couple of hours at this point. Like, there's so many. I didn't realize how many there were to swatch. But I'm going to show you them in a second. I'm not done yet, but I wanted to pause for a second to tell you how shocked I am at the AliExpress paints. I thought they were going to be really low pigment with really low glitter and maybe have a few exceptional ones in there, like a few that like surprised you. But no, I'm shocked by these. So I didn't film me swatching all of these because I was like, oh, I'm just going to get through them. And well, I still have this large one to swatch. So I'm going to do this on camera so you can see them live swatches. I am going to speed it up, but I need you to see this. I haven't swatched this palette yet, but I'm assuming this is going to be the same as all the small ones. If not, then I'm wrong and oh well. But let's see, AliExpress large palette. Okay, so let me swatch these and then we'll come back and wrap up everything. So I have finished swatching all of my metallics. They are mostly dry. There's some that still have a puddle of water. I'm slightly overwhelmed with the amount of glittery paints I have, especially now that I have all these AliExpress ones that Daniel bought me. But I definitely have, after swatching them all back to back, I have a much better grasp of what I think of all the individual ones. And I'm excited to share my thoughts with you and rate all of my metallics. Oh goodness, how do I want to do this? There's so many. Okay, we're going to go back to the beginning where I swatched first and we're going to rate them all. I feel like I need the camera at a different angles. Now the camera is a little bit more angled so you can kind of see the shimmery metallicness a little bit better. Okay, so let's start with this brand I got on Amazon, Colorado. They are fantastic. Very shimmery. Again, the purples not as much as the golds and silvers and stuff. Especially like this one, and this one. They're kind of not super shiny. So I wouldn't recommend this set necessarily if you're wanting like shiny paints. But this first one, very good. So overall, I think the first set's like a 4.5. Like it's pretty stinking good. This first one's not quite as shiny as the rest. The second set, I'm gonna say about a 4. But overall, this brand, I'm gonna give it a 4.5 stars. So now let's just give it a 4. Let's give it a 4 because I know there's actually better than that. But for the price and the shimmer, 4 is not bad. Okay, moving on to Emily Grace. This is the one from Etsy. Still not completely dry here, but very, very shiny. These have bigger glitters in them. So if you want some paints that have some like pieces and flecks in them, these are really nice. This color is actually really, really pretty. I don't reach for these a ton. I'm stuck between giving these a 3.5 and a 4 because I like them, but I don't reach for them a ton. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. How many stars should it? I'm going to give it 4 stars because it has some unique finishes that you don't get with any other brands. All right, we're moving on to Paul Rubens. Let's talk about Paul Rubens. I've had these probably the longest, and I don't reach for them. And I keep thinking, well, maybe it's me. Maybe I just need to try them again. No, I don't like them. I do not like them. So they're from here up. They're not that glittery. They're not that metallic. They don't have that much shine to them. So I'm going to give these a 2 stars, and I'm sorry. I know that there are people that love Paul Rubens, so I'm sorry. Please do not get offended. I just don't like them. They're not wow enough for me to use them as metallics. So moving on to CSY. So again, I want to reiterate these right here. I'm ranking this set only, not the brand as a whole. This set, I'm going to give a 4.5 stars. Let's say 4 stars. 1, 2, 3, 4 stars. They're very beautifully metallic. They could stand to be a little bit shinier. I have some paints that are shinier. They're a little bit goopy, and that's the reason I bumped it down to 4 stars, because they are a thicker, gloppier texture, but they're really inexpensive, and they are very shiny. Look at these colors. Look at those colors. Oh, that's pretty. Yep, I like it. I like that set. Okay, moving on to Five Below. These actually swatched better for me this time than they did when I first tried them, but they're still very okay. Some of them I actually enjoy, and like this one's actually pretty shiny. These right here are really shiny, but they are weaker. They're not quite as colorful. They're not quite as shiny. Some of them are not shiny at all. I'm going to give these a 3 stars. 2.5. How do I do a half a star here? Okay, I'm going to give those a 2.5 stars because I wouldn't recommend buying them. All right, the Beam paints. Do you see how rich this is? It is not super shiny in that swatch, but I have seen it be shiny, so maybe I put too much water. I don't know. Something went weird with that, but look at this one. Oh my goodness. Those are just so pretty. That is a stunning color. Look at that. Yeah, I think some of the pigment overshadowed some of the shine on that one, but Beam, for these 2 that I own anyways, I'm going to give these a 3.5. Nah, I don't know. That one's really gorgeous, but I'm going to stick with 3.5. If I get more Beam paints in the future, I might change my mind on that, but okay. Welcome to our first 5-star. KW Arts. K-Warts. I love these. I am insanely impressed with these paints right here. So it's these 3 right here. They are so shiny. The colors are beautiful. This one's kind of shifting. Actually, this one kind of shifts a little bit too. They're impressive, and I love them. So these get a 5-star for me, and they're really not too expensive either for being handmade paints. But I'm definitely going to link their Etsy store below, and I might need to place another order because I am very, very impressed with those. All right, let's go to our only 1 star. I know I have 3 stars on here, but that was when they were wet. I ranked that earlier, and that was a mistake. Okay, we're going to give it 1.5 just because I feel bad giving it 1. These are the Daniel Smith ones. There's no, look, do you see any? Hold on. Oh, there's a tiny little bit there. There's no shine to these paints. I feel very vindicated, I guess, for taking these out of my palette and for not reaching for these. This is a beautiful color. If you're not looking for metallic paint, the color itself is kind of pretty. And I'm sure these probably look better on black paper, but these specific colors from Daniel Smith are just not it for me. Not it at all. Like, I'm trying to see shine. Do you see any shine? Oh, no. So sad. All right, moving down to Holbein. I thought these were going to do better, actually. They're not that shiny. There's a little bit of a metallicness to them, but they're not actually that shiny. I'm so sorry, but I'm giving these a 2-star. Just because they're a little bit shinier than Daniel Smith. They at least have a little bit of reflectiveness. But this right here really reiterates my point before, where if you want metallic paints, go for handmade paints or evidently cheap ones. These more expensive, more professional brands, their metallics and their glitters and stuff are just not gonna be as good. Let's move on to the Yulis. These right here, and again, I didn't swatch every single Yuli I own. I probably should have, but this kind of gives you a really good, like you can see the shiftiness on that one. But this gives you a really good indication of what all the different formulas look like from Yuli. And I would say that overall they're very good, but there are some of theirs that I like better than others. Whatever this formula is here, that's these right here, is insanely packed with metallic and glitter and is stunning. Their shifting paints are very cool. There's some through here that just aren't quite as punchy. And then these are beautiful, like as a topper. Like, look at that. Oh, yeah. I think overall the Yuli paints are a very, very good option. They're a little bit more expensive, but they're not like insane. I'm going to give the Yuli paints a 2, 3, 4 stars. Maybe like these right here could be 5-star level, but yeah, I'm going to go with 4. And again, this is all subjective. This is just my opinion, and do not have to agree with me whatsoever. Okay, let's move on to, should we talk about the AliExpress now or at the end? Let's move on really quick to this other swatch sheet, and then I'll do all the AliExpress at the same time. That's what we'll do. This sheet, this makes me happy because this shows you 2 different calibers of paint on one paper. There's just 2 brands on here. One of them is very expensive, high-end, and performs so well, and the other one is kind of a dud. And I love seeing them side by side. So this top section is the Lissalinka ones. Yes, these are pricey, but yes, they are gorgeous. That one's still wet. But do you see these right here? Oh, and look how much glitter is in these. This one right here is a little bit of a letdown, and this one right here actually is too. It looks like it has a bunch of glitter in the pan, but it's like a finer glitter. And it shines a little bit, but it's nowhere near the rest of them. So there's a couple in here that I'm not going to use and reach for. But overall, the Lissalinka paints, 5 stars. The K Warts and the Lissalinkas, 5 stars. Oh, I already did it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. I love them. I know they're expensive. I love them. If I could only get one set, it would be this one. Again, this is the dud of this palette, but you might be able to use it for something. And then this palette, this black one, is the one that I'm not going to use really. But you could also get singles. Their singles are beautiful. You could pick out your own colors. Like this is Hollow Mint, absolutely gorgeous. These 3 are the singles that I have. But yes, I think they are worth it. I've had people ask me if they're worth the price, if they're better. They are. I'm sorry, they are. They just, oh, they're so beautiful, and so, look how opaque they are. Yeah, I like them. Okay, now in stark contrast, we have the Amazon set. So this is this little one right here, which I thought these and the AliExpress were going to be the exact same. Spoiler alert, they're not. The Amazon ones, not good at all. You can see the difference in the reflectiveness of the Lissalinkas and the Amazon. Some of them, I don't see any shine at all. But even the gold is just a little bit. This one color is kind of cool. But that's about it. This one is bordering on cool. But this set, I'm going to give it a 1.5 star. I'm drawing a Christmas tree. Oh dear, 1.5 star. Yeah, that Amazon set I'm really, really disappointed in. But let's talk about the surprise. So these look similar, right? These are the Amazon, these are the AliExpress. I thought they were going to perform the exact same. Boy, was I wrong. All right, let's look at these. We have a ton, the bottom, and then all these are AliExpress. Let's go palette by palette. So the first one is this one right here, this section here. There are a few in here that don't shine near as much, but their color payoff, like the color, it has some metallic to it. It has a little bit of metallic to it, but these colors are beautiful. And the ones that are metallic are gorgeous. Like, look at these. Ugh. So there's definitely some in here that are not shiny or not very shiny. But for the price and I was originally expecting, these blew me away with the color payoff and then the metallic as well. So this specific palette, this is the 20 pan. I'm going to say this is a 4-star because there's definitely some duds in here, but there's some really, really beautiful ones. And for the price, you just can't beat that. All right, so we have 2 tin pan palettes. The first one is the warm palette here. These are stunning as well. I really, really like this one. Gorgeous, not quite as metallic for the pinks. The pinks don't seem to have much shine in general. This one is really cool. But yeah, the deep purples and the pinks in most brands don't really have a ton of shine. So these are actually really good. And then moving into the cool palette, tin pan palette, these are still, a couple of these are still wet. The cool pan palette is not as good as the warm one in my opinion. There are some pretty ones, but like this and this and this, they're just not as shiny and metallic as the other one. Okay, and then let's get to the big boy. I thought, why would you ever buy this? And I thought maybe there'd be 5 good paints in there. But there's actually several, and there's some that I really, really like and will probably reach for. Let's check the metallicness. Again, this is still wet. Here, let me soak up some of this water. This one kind of bled into this one. But these light colors up here, beautiful. Got way more oranges than anyone would ever need. And the purples and pinks are just a little bit shimmery, but the blues and some of these, like, oh, these are beautiful right there. But overall, the color payoff of these is so good. I was so shocked. That's one thing I have a problem with metallics is if they don't have enough color, they just look weak and don't look as good. But I'm actually very impressed. I'm very impressed. So I'm going to say overall, the AliExpress paints, I'm going to give a 4-star. And again, I can't, 3, 4, I can't say that every single palette from AliExpress is going to be the same. This is just the ones that I got. This is beautiful. I was actually impressed. So I know that was a lot. If you stayed to the end, oh my goodness, thank you. If you have any questions about any of these paints, let me know. And swatching them all side by side has really opened my eyes to which ones I feel are the best quality. And man, those Lissalinka ones, they definitely are worth it for me. Let me know what brands you have in metallic paints and what your favorites are. But that is going to wrap it up for this very long video. If you did enjoy this, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already and you want to see our future videos, hit that subscribe button down below and we will see you guys next time. Bye. Oh my goodness, that's going to be a lot to edit. I want to see if we can see. Let's look at that. Oh my goodness. That is so mesmerizing. Look at how much glitter is in this water.